The Titans of Street Fighter have been toppled. Let me explain. You see, the Esports World Cup is finally underway in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where people are competing across all esports titles for millions upon millions of dollars and life-changing prize money, as the sign says right there. You know, all part of, Saudi Arabia's sports washing campaign here. Let's be honest with it. There's a lot of political implications with this whole event going on, so do your own research and choose what you wish to support. But Street Fighter 6 is, of course, a main title in this event with $1 million in prizing going on, and we finally see the culmination of a months-long process of qualifiers earning spots from all over the world to earn their way into this event to compete for these large prize pools. And at the end of this lengthy qualification process, we have this group of 32 players. And I mean, these are the best of the best in the world of Street Fighter. Players like Punk, Gachikun, Problem X, Angrybird, Tokido is in there, the previous year's champion. Zhen, MenaRD, of course, Chris Wong, Tachikawa nephew, Tokido, Big Bird. It's just a who's who of top players and top talent in the world of Street Fighter 6. And today, we had the first wave of groups, the group AA, BB, CC, DD, all completed today. And the first group, Group A, was stacked as all of them. I mean, you can't really call any of these groups because they're all just far too stacked. We had Punk, Gachikun, NL, and Ryukichi. Punk, the reigning EVO champion, fresh off his EVO win. Gachikun, who won the DreamHack Dallas qualifier, I believe, and has been performing extremely well. Third place at Capcom Cup. NL, who was fighting for his qualification spot and finally made it in through the LCQ at Riyadh, just the weekend prior, finally getting there by the skin of his teeth there. And the last leg of the qualification process. And Ryukichi, who has, I believe he qualified through EVO Japan, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess that was Lex, MenaRD, and Tokido. But he's been performing exceptionally well in the past year or so in the world of Street Fighter 6. Kind of like an underdog. I feel like he's kind of low-key one of the best players in Japan right now, but doesn't seem to have the same notoriety. And I think he's trying to change that over this weekend. But this group was underway, and of course, people are all looking for Punk the God to perform his best because he just won EVO. He's officially the best player in the world. So how does his first match of the day start off? Well, he goes up against NL here, and if this round is any indication, well, I'll let the gameplay do the talking. Baits the DP, heavy Hashogeki optimal starter. Only 1 bar super to his name, though, for NL. Can he actually get the job done? Yeah, he's out. He's optimal. That's Akuma, baby. Akuma be dishing out the damage. I am actually kind of shocked that from this much health with 1 bar super, he was able to kill. Like, this is usually like a questionable amount of health to kill with a slightly scaled level 3 route, but Akuma can do this. Starting the combo with 0 super meter. I mean, he has almost a bar here. Man, just super optimal starter. That just shows the power of Akuma when properly optimized with a deadly player like NL behind the wheel. And that puts NL up at match point against Punk the God. And it comes down to these final moments. Punk has NL here in Burnout. Gets the punish, pushes him to the corner. Respects the wake-up super. Finds a punish, but doesn't confirm awkward spacing on that blocked Hashogeki. Doesn't get the punish counter link. And then there it is, the awareness behind NL right there. He knows it's, or Punk knows it's done. NL with the well-timed cancel to level 3 sends Punk to the losers bracket of this group. So just to explain the group format, they're all mini tournaments. So all 4 players in each group play a mini double elimination tournament. Your goal is to make it out in the top 2 either way, and then it resets to winner side in the next phase. So one person will get out in winners to get top seed, one person will get out in losers to get the second seed of the group, but they'll both be reset to winners for the next phase of the bracket. So really you just want to survive this mini tournament, this 4-man tournament you're put in. But yeah, what an excellent awareness here with NL. When you're in Burnout, it's often good to use your big buttons and just buffer your supers behind them. So NL has level 3 on deck. When you're in Burnout, you got to be aware DI could come at any time and punish any of your button presses. So usually your big committal buttons, make sure they're super cancelable. NL really demonstrating that power right here. Gets the big Fierce Punch confirmed to the level 3 to take the set over the EVO champion, Punk the God, who is already in losers of his group. And then moving on to the next part, he has to go up against Ryukichi, who dropped down to losers against Gachikun. Is playing super solid. I mean, just I don't have anything to show for Gachikun because he's just dominating. It's almost so boring. He's almost doing so well, it's boring. So Ryukichi here lost to Gachikun on the winner's side, so he's going up against Punk for an elimination match, the first elimination match of the day. Whoever loses this is actually out of the tournament. Here, Ryukichi finds himself on set point against Punk the God, gets the corner combo, baits the wake-up DP, and drops the punish. He drops the punish. Signs of nerves. This harkens back to EVO Japan when he was about to actually eliminate or beat MenaRD, and you could see the nerves kicking in. Super strong player, beating world-class competition left and right, but you can still see sometimes the nerves sometimes get the best of him. But Punk wasn't ready for the drop. Ryukichi gets the back throw here. Leaves Punk alive for another chance. Gets the big jump in. Is this EVO all over again? Finds the meaty crouch fears. Ryukichi trying to backdash or jump out, but he defends off in the corner. No anti-air there from Punk, and the super delayed tech from Punk for who knows what reason. Just doesn't seem to be playing sharp. Ryukichi finds the opportunity, the given shimmy, almost like an unforced throw tech error from Punk right there, and he ends up eliminating Punk the God. And there you can see Punk the God, the EVO champion, handing off his medal with his name enshrined on it to Ryukichi, because he is now out of the tournament, and he has been eliminated from Esports World Cup in the group stages. And this is big news because, you know, well, let's see first before why it's big news. Our first key crush of the day is Ryukichi crushing Punk to God's key after eliminating him. So this is the gimmick of the tournament. Rob the Builder here, as he's been so favorably dubbed here. Rob the Builder there, Rob with his hard hat on. They have the hydraulic press out, and they literally put the medal of the player who's been eliminated into the hydraulic press and allow the player who actually eliminated them to lower the press to crush the medal and crush their hopes and dreams of getting some of that sweet, sweet Saudi money right there. And so you can see here as Rob lowers the safety cage there, pulls out the crushed medal. Well, would you call that crushed? I might call that a little bit bent. I don't know if it's crushed, but that does have Punk's name inscribed upon it, and Ryukichi has eliminated Punk and was able to crush or slightly bend his medal there. So kind of a fun gimmick. I don't think they're crushing the medals. They're more like slightly bending them. They're pretty strong. Shows the quality of what they're actually made out of. But with that said, this group comes to a close. Gachikun dominates his group 6-4. I mean, there were close sets, of course, but he just seemed to cut above the competition today, beating both NL and Ryukichi. And then Ryukichi moves on in losers after eliminating NL and Punk. And that is the end of that group. Punk the God, the person that nearly everybody on the talent team predicted to make it out into the potential top 3, is eliminated in group stages. I mean, it's just brutal competition here, so it's not unexpected. These are all world-class players who absolutely can beat anyone, but still, people really expected Punk to go far, considering he just won EVO. He's the EVO champion. And in fact, every person on the talent team predicted Punk the God to make top 3 except for one man. James Chen. Punk is in literally every single person's prediction. James Chen is the only person to have a shot of his prediction staying true alive after the first group. And he put Gachikun in there, who came out on winner's side. So James Chen, maybe he's a prophet for the weekend. Who knows? But that's not the only group we have going on. Of course, we also have Group B here with Rain Pro, Angrybird, Lex, and Problem X. And of course, Angrybird, I think he doesn't need any introduction. The EVO 2023 champion, the first champion for Street Fighter 6, and also the runner-up for Gamers 8, which was like the precursor to the Esports World Cup. He got second to Tokido pretty much a week or two right after EVO 2023. He was looking in top form, but ended up losing to Tokido when he had like 13 billion perfect parries in a row on Angrybird. So he's here to get redemption from that second place finish last year. Rain Pro, top Guile player from Hong Kong, currently residing in UK. Lex, top Guile player from New York, currently residing in UK. Problem X, the EVO 2018 champion, longtime top fighting game competitor. Born in Brooklyn, but raised in UK. So a really interesting group here because 3 out of the 4 players here actually compete in the UK CPT format. So that's kind of unfortunate. The seeding was based on what events the players qualified out of, but regionally, like, these guys actually play each other all the time, with Angrybird thrown in there, like the shark in the tank. So a lot of repeat matches for these guys, but of course only 2 of them can actually make it out of the group. And if we look at the matches here we have on the winner's side of the bracket, Lex versus Problem X, down to the final game, final round here. Problem X on the verge of burnout, finds the counter, hits scissors, gets the bomb planted on Lex with his M Bison. Lex, not scared to wake up at all throughout the set, wakes up to level 1 to get him off him. Level 2, Problem X recognizes that the level 2, the anti-projectile level 2, it has a lot of startup. It is useful sometimes, but it's very hard to use on a reaction to Guile Sonic Booms, especially when you have to travel a really far distance. So he cuts it short, recognizing it's not going to work, eats the boom. Lex tries to drive rush in and continue the punish. It doesn't work. Gets the throw out of the drive rush. Cancel. Lex put himself into burnout. Does the Devil's Reverse to bait out the reversal and just eats the wake up button. You know, he's navigating the booms, gets in there with the EX Psycho Crusher and just mistimes this meaty barely. There's no reason for him to not go for the meaty. Lex had no dry meter and no super meter. Nothing he can do invincible and wake up. He just was a few frames late for landing that heavy kick. It's a very slow button, 10-frame startup, I believe. And then the wake-up jab from Lex counter hits him into a chunky, meterless combo to take the set. And, yeah, Lex just steals that one away from Problem X in the end. And it shows that, you know, at all levels of play, sometimes people miss their meaties and eat wake-up buttons. But then, you know, Angrybird went up against Lex in the winner's side. Angrybird had a very dominant set over Rain Pro on the other side of winners. And these are just the highlights here. Angrybird is just looking, just quite frankly, a cut above the competition. Lex, even though he performed really well, you know, he got into this position by getting 3rd place at EVO Japan, which is an amazing performance for him. It's very clear that Angrybird is looking in top form. I think he's going to do really well this weekend. He's looking extremely strong. He's off his 7th place finish at EVO, which is good. I mean, for his standards, first is, you know, what he expects, but he's looking extremely strong and back in top form. So I'd be on the lookout for Angrybird this weekend. He gets out in the 1st seed of Group B. And at the end of this group, Problem X does end up actually getting his revenge versus Lex. He eliminates both the Guiles, back-to-back, Rain Pro and Lex, and ends up making it through on, you know, they're all on winner's side after this phase, but ends up getting the 2nd seed out of this group and moves on. Now, we have Group C, a very exciting group. Itabashi Zangief, you know, longtime Zangief dedicated player with his very interesting controller. I've showed this off before. It's like a modified custom controller. Looks like a weird NES. Has custom buttons all over the place. Weird angled slopes in random places. Only one person on the planet can use this controller, and that's this man. Very interesting setup. Phenom, maybe best known not just for being one of the most consistent players on the planet, always placing very high in Capcom Cup, always qualifying for Capcom Cup, going very far, but also known for his Ken downplay, and and that might have had some forbearance on how this group stage went down. Noah the Prodigy, you know, lovably known as Noah the Burnout, one of the most electrifying and rambunctious players out of the North American scene. He's from California, really young. He's known for actually starting in the FGC when he was just a child, literally showing up to EVO when he was 8 years old, I believe, and getting top 32 in 2011 in Marvel vs. Capcom. So he's been playing fighting games since birth and is really coming to his own as a top-level competitor in Street Fighter 6 these days. And people have a hard time accepting it because his style is so unique, and people like to declare it to be the optimized scrub play style, even though I think that's a wrong way to look at it. He puts himself into burnout constantly, is always forcing the offensive issue, asking questions of the player if you're ready for the response, constantly making aggressive plays, and he's very, very, very good at it, and is a very scary player to fight in tournament. And then, of course, Tokido, the previous year's champion, right? Gamers 8 is the previous event for this series before it was called Esports World Cup. He won that event right after being eliminated out of EVO top 8, and it's been having a pretty decent year, except EVO 2024. He lost in pools to Hama, I believe, a Rashid player from the East Coast of US, I'm not sure where. Kind of flunked out of EVO after getting 2nd place in Topanga League in Japan, having a really dominant performance there, and then like not even going to top 32 or top 64 at EVO USA was really surprising, but he's here to have some kind of redemption from that performance. And the first match we have is Phenom versus Tokido. So I think the Ken downplay got to Phenom, and he really started to believe it, that Ken wasn't worthwhile. And he played Cammy against Tokido, who is now rocking mostly Akuma. Today, he only played Akuma, even though he's been playing a lot of M. Bison Akuma. And sometimes he played JP for a few sets in the Topanga League. All Akuma for these matches today. Here we have Phenom on set point. One confirm away with that level 3 to put Gachikun into the loser side. Just looking for the right hit. Misses the dive kick. And once again, Cammy players are rewarded for making execution mistakes. How many times have you seen this where you try to like challenge a Cammy player or anti-air them and they messed up their dive kick and that puts a weird scramble situation? He clearly misses his dive kick here with his whiffed jump light kick. It's supposed to be an early dive kick. Gachikun goes for what he thinks is going to be a punish counter combo on the ground, but presses the jab slightly too early, so she air resets out of it. He wanted to link that punish counter jab into a crouch fierce, but because she flipped out of it, Phenom recognized the situation in the scramble and got the punish counter on the whiff into level 3. And Cammy players can't stop being rewarded when they mess up dive kicks. And Phenom puts the reigning champion into losers of this group in the first match. But the next match is a super exciting one. This is probably my favorite match, or just Noah's matches in general were my favorite of the whole event. Noah up against Itabashi Zangief. Noah's probably half of Itazan's age, to be quite honest. Finds himself at set point against the Zangief legend, and he just lets his gameplay do the talking here. Puts himself into an early burnout situation, early jump there with the Luke. He loves to use Luke jump fierce punch. Jumps away to bait out potentially level 3. As soon as he jumps away, of course, he's charging heavy knuckle to get back in. He has level 3 on deck, so you cannot DI that heavy knuckle. If you DI it, he will cancel the level 3 to punish you, so you're forced to interrupt the button or parry it or take the plus frames. So he gets the offensive momentum going. Throws Zangief with level 3 stocked. Any one of these offensive moments could be countered by a wake-up level 3 to do huge damage to Noah here. Lands the throw. Goes in for another throw. Itabashi tries to jump away. Anti-air response from Noah. Blocks the sweep. No punish. Drive rush in. Whiffs the throw. Scramble situation. Itabashi gets the best of it. Drive rush in again. Whiffs the throw. Itabashi gets the best of it once again. And Noah, not scared to put himself in burnout, gets the drive rush cancel overhead for the plus frames into the throw. He's just looking for one more interaction to get the level 3 going. Anti-air is ready for Noah. Immediate jump fierce. And the anti-air did not work out. Noah the Prodigy lands the jump fierce on Itabashi Zangief's attempt to anti-air with OD Lariat. Gets a little pop off there. And you can see here in this situation, right? I believe he did OD Lariat just a little bit too soon. There's always like a dead zone on Lariat right above his head, which makes it a little difficult to anti-air jump-ins like Luke's jump heavy punch. Noah's aware of that. That's why he forces the issue frequently in this matchup with the jump fierce, early jump fierce. If he had delayed the OD Lariat a little bit, I believe he actually would have beat this jump in and got the anti-air. But he was a little early with it, which caused it to whiff, actually. So sometimes you can react too fast and lets Noah get the jump in. And, you know, I don't think anyone actually considered Noah to be the favorite over Itabashi Zangief, but he moves on to winners finals of his group over the Zangief legend. That puts him up against Phenom. And even the commentary saying, they thought Phenom was going to be ready for Noah's style. Noah the burnout. And Phenom is kind of just like a boring player. He's one of the most consistent players on the planet, and it's just pure fundamentals and anti-airs and strong neutral and footsies, and he gets the job done efficiently in an almost boring fashion. But Noah, love him or hate him, his gameplay is anything but boring. So here we have set point here for Noah. Immediate DP on the drive rush jab take throw. It's denied. Phenom gets the punish here. Noah wants the drive rush back in. No rest for Noah here in the corner. Backdash again on wake up. Gets the punish on the throw attempt. Puts himself on burnout because Noah is not scared to be burned out early on. He does not care about burnout. He will constantly burn it for the offensive momentum. Immediate jump in. No anti-air from Phenom right there. Goes for the pressure after. Immediate jump in. No anti-air from Phenom again. A jump in again, no anti-air, and this time it actually connects. That's 3 jumps unanswered from Phenom. Driver overhead is blocked, but he gets the plus frames to get the back throw. What's he going to do? Jump in again. 4 jump-ins from Noah. 4 times Phenom was not prepared to anti-air. Now, Luke has extremely strong jump-ins. He's able to land his jump-ins very deep with jump heavy kick and jump fierce as well. 2 of the best jump normals in the game. But Phenom is known for having some of the best anti-airs in the business. So to secure these jumps just shows how frazzled he gets his opponents even at the highest level and how much he can catch them off guard. Noah, if you haven't played against Noah yourself, it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people don't like the way it looks, but love it or not, this is some high octane optimal gameplay here from Noah the Prodigy, and he ends up making it out of this group on winner's side over players like Phenom, Tokido, and Itabashi Zangief. So I don't think a single person on the planet called that. Big shout-outs to Noah. In the end, Tokido actually gets his run back against Phenom. He eliminated Itabashi and also gets the run back against Phenom. And here he is with Rob the Builder here, securing the premises. Tokido is pulling the metal out. Slightly squished metal. Claims Phenom's soul right there in the run back. And shoutouts to Rob the Builder. Fortunately, nobody lost a finger in this group stage today. We still have tomorrow to see what happens, but they've been following proper safety protocols. I don't know if Rob got licensed to operate heavy machinery while he was out there in Saudi Arabia. But so far, everyone has kept their hands intact. And yeah, like I said, Noah the Prodigy ends up 2-0 over the competition, out as seed 1 from Group C over even the reigning champion Tokido. That's just a wild performance, and Noah doing it big for the US of A. And what does he have to say about that? I'm from the streets. I come from nothing. Don't ever disrespect my Street Fighter skills. He's loud, he's proud, and Jake and Bake there showing Noah he's locked in. When the time is right, Noah definitely knows to lock in. And next, we have the final group of the day. It may be the one with the most story. Group D. MenaRD, the EVO 2023 runner-up, one of the most consistent Street Fighter players on the planet, the EVO Japan champion, Street Fighter League USA and world champion. Zhen, the runner-up for Capcom Cup 9, the final Capcom Cup for Street Fighter 5, where he lost to MenaRD. Zhen at that time, a relatively, or I would say completely unknown player to the wider world, who went through and dominated the LCQ over world-class competition, including players like, Tokido, lots of top Japanese talent as well. Dominated the entire bracket, only losing that entire week to MenaRD. And now he's back at the Esports World Cup. And of course, we have Xiao Hai holding his golden stake from one of his many, many EVO championships. He's fresh off another KOF EVO win. And then Dual Kevin, who qualified finally at the very end in the Esports World Cup LCQ last weekend. And he's happy to be here because he went on a world tour to find himself in this position. So, of course, we have a big rivalry up first. MenaRD versus Zhen. So beyond them meeting in Capcom Cup in the grand finals and MenaRD earning his second Capcom Cup title over Zhen and being the only 2-time Capcom Cup winner, they have a bit of beef in Street Fighter 6 as well, because Zhen is the only player on the planet to double jeopardy MenaRD in any Street Fighter 6 tournament. At DreamHack Dallas, one of the first qualifiers for this event, Zhen beat MenaRD in winners and losers with his extremely offensive and sharp DJ play, and MenaRD was not too happy about that. He's not happy about the character as well. Fudo eliminated him from Capcom Cup in top 16, I believe, with DJ as well, so he was tired of losing to DJ at that time and vowed to get revenge on Zhen, and has been looking forward to this day and had some choice words in the stare down for Zhen.
Just like that, when you thought there couldn't be more, we have the most exciting set so far with Zhen versus MenaRD. Mena, I'm going to keep things simple. Is this personal, and why?
Is this personal?
I think it is because, he's the only player that beaten me twice in the same tournament in my career in Street Fighter 6. So, I'm just gonna go crazy.
I'm just gonna go crazy. Words from MenaRD. What does Zhen have to say in response to that one?
I mean, the Capcom Cup Grand Final match worth 20 of these.
The Capcom Cup Grand Final match is worth 20 of these. He's saying, listen, man, you might be tight that I beat you at DreamHack Dallas, but you beat me at Capcom Cup. I got a bigger beef with you than you have with me. You don't even know. Zhen was literally on the precipice of making history. I think he already did make history, just getting that far after beating the LCQ, or winning the LCQ in such dominant fashion, getting all the way to grand finals. But to come out of nowhere to win the LCQ and win Capcom Cup would have been absolutely unheard of, and maybe all of esports. I don't know. So that said, how did the gameplay go down? Well, the match definitely delivered, and here we have final game, final round between these two people, Zhen with DJ, and MenaRD with Akuma. So this was his secret weapon he was cooking up for this matchup. He doesn't like using Blanca or Luke in this DJ matchup. He went with Akuma, and he found himself at set point and final round between these two players. So how does it go down? Corner control here for Zhen. Jab anti-air out of the demon flip to keep the corner. With it all on the line, wake up level 3 from MenaRD. This man does not know fear. Evens up the life deficit, but he still finds himself into the corner. Walks away from the throw to Zhen. Anti-air. That anti-air was crazy. And somehow I think he forgot the juggle potential at that point in the combo. Puts himself in burnout. Has the corner control. Doesn't convert on the jab. Puts himself into the corner. MenaRD with the unfortunate back throw. The air-to-air. Level 2. Got the pickup. This was unreal. I mean, a few flubs from both players. I think Zhen wasn't sure of the juggle potential on this combo. Put himself into burnout. Thought he can maybe pick up and continue the combo right here. And then in the scramble here, this back throw from MenaRD accidentally took Zhen out of the corner, which put him in a poor position. And Zhen was just so ready for this air-to-air. And then this level 2, did he know this was going to work? When you anti-air Akuma out of demon flip, it puts him in a juggle state. I feel like he freestyled this combo. Justin Wong said the same. He felt like there was just a freestyle. Maybe he did the lab work and he knew exactly this jump medium kick would air-to-air and allow him to get this pickup. But this was great awareness from Zhen to close out the set. And, you know, the demon still has his demon. MenaRD loses once again to Zhen and drops down to the loser's bracket of his group. Zhen moves on in winner's side. Meanwhile, we have the story of one Dual Kevin. Now, I didn't get a chance to talk about his performance, but Dual Kevin has been on quite the journey leading up to this point. He has been all over the world fighting to qualify for the Esports World Cup. At DreamHack Dallas, he had an amazing run in loser's side in eliminating players like Angrybird in that bracket, but ultimately ended up in 9th place. He went on to have a great performance at events like DreamHack Sweden, CEO, beating players like Daigo there, and then even the mix-up in France. He's been all over the world, getting very close to earning these qualifying spots, but falling short each time. Finally, at the tail end of this journey, he attends the Esports World Cup LCQ in Riyadh after being in Dallas, Daytona, Sweden, France, finds himself in Saudi Arabia, gets into the Esports World Cup LCQ, and eliminates Daigo 3-2 to qualify for the Esports World Cup. But that's just the tip of the iceberg at this LCQ. What does he actually do? Well, he competes against top talent from the region like Plabu, YSFB, and Big Boy. Goes on to then beat Shuto, top Japanese Marissa, turned into top Japanese Akuma player, one of the most consistent players out of Japan. Loses to Wasim, the best Luke player out of Saudi Arabia, I believe. One of the best players on the world, actually. He's on the come up right now. Be on the lookout for this young man. Goes on to then eliminate Momochi. Eliminate Kobayan. Kobayan, who just came off his win as the Topanga champion, the best Zangief in Japan, arguably the best Zangief in the world, dominating Topanga League, eliminated by Kobayan, or eliminated by Dual Kevin. All this done off stream, by the way. There was no stream for this. Gets into the top 8 position, eliminates Tiger, who had a crazy run himself, top Chun-Li out of China, to find himself in the position to go up against Daigo for the final spot into the Esports World Cup, and eliminates Daigo 3-2 to qualify for the Esports World Cup. So he's been all over the world and finally made it in the final leg of the competition, the final leg of the tour, and is in the Esports World Cup. Now, winner's side, listen, I haven't brought him up yet. Xiao Hai, he's cooking the competition. Xiao Hai with his M Bison kind of cooks Dual Kevin kind of free. Thus, he finds himself in loser side up against MenaRD to move on in the group phase. And here he is at set point 2-1 over MenaRD. Finds the challenge and the drive rush cancel. Very high level meta right there. I got to break that down in a moment. Level 2 popped. Finds the pressure. Catches MenaRD blocking the level 2, able to establish his block string and put MenaRD into the burnout. MenaRD has 1 bar super to his name to potentially deal with the DI situation, so he's holding on to it to not burn too early. Meaty projectile would beat level 1, plus frames on the enhanced mixer, plus frames on that mixer, plus frames again. Anti-air to keep the corner control away from the counter crash. Finally, wake up level 1 as burnout is about to end for MenaRD, but finds the drive rush in with the button and secures the overhead to eliminate MenaRD. And MenaRD, the EVO Japan champion, one of the favorites to go furthest in this tournament, is eliminated in group stage by Dual Kevin. And I mean, I just want to break down this moment right here. This was such a high-level interaction. Now, typically, when people do drive rush cancels against characters with uppercuts, it's a very common technique to do a DPOS. Essentially, when you block the drive rush cancel from a medium, if people don't go into a jab right after, there will be a gap in the block string, right? So a drive rush from a medium to jab is an airtight block string. Nothing can come out. It's very common to input a DP in this block stun, because if they go for a throw or go for like an overhead reset or anything that leaves a gap besides the jab, the DP will come out and punish them for overextending. So the DP is like the great equalizer to force you to keep a tight block string. However, Blanka has the option here to do the drive rush cancel into his coward crouch command dash, the hop, which will actually go through people doing the DPOS cancel. So MenaRD tries to bait out the DPOS from Dual Kevin, who does utilize this OS. He definitely does this in his matches. Dual Kevin reads that and recognizes that he's potentially going to go for this hop to bait out the reversal, and challenges with a jab instead. He's very negative in this interaction, but just reads this hop and gets the counter hit. You can see Blanka is trying to phase through him with the hop during this moment. He gets the counter hit jab. This initial read, Blanka then teleports back in front. He gets the full counter hit conversion. Amazing read from Dual Kevin. That sets him up on a winning position. And once he lands this counter hit combo, he has the level 2, and the rest is history. And MenaRD, from the Midwest CPT, by the way, Dual Kevin from the Midwest CPT eliminates MenaRD. But Dual Kevin is not out of the woods yet. If he wants to proceed to the next phase, he has to get through Zhen. And funny enough, Zhen here, even though he's from China, studies in Canada and competed in the Midwest CPT. So both these players had to fight each other multiple times in CPT Midwest for North America. I know everyone likes to clown on CPT Midwest, but these are the guys eliminating MenaRD. Maybe put a little bit of respect on CPT Midwest. That's all I'm saying. The players are nice. They're here right now. They're doing their thing. And here we have both players at match point, set point, 2-2, final game, final round, to see who will move on in this group stage to make it to the next phase of the tournament. Recognizes the range on the drive rush throw. Recognizes Dual Kevin does that it's going to whiff. Gets another shimmy. Zhen getting rushed down here. Tries to jump out of the corner. Nice subtle walk under to avoid the cross up. Gets the final throw here. Level 2. And, listen. If you've been in this situation, you have the deck, the odds stacked against you. It's do or die. You have to take the mix. The tornado is coming in. This is one of the most brutal situations in all Street Fighter 6. With such a life deficit as well. What does Zhen decide to do on defense? Tries to jump away from it. You can't jump away. Gets the pickup. And Dual Kevin eliminates Zhen and moves on to the next phase of the tournament. CPT Midwest. The Menace Slayers. The Menace Slayers right here. And so, with that said, Xiaohai, he cooked. There's no denying it. I think that's more of a 6-7 out of 3-0 right there. Xiaohai looked absolutely unbeatable against Zhen and Dual Kevin with his M Bison, so he's looking in top form. He's going to be a threat in the next phase. But MenaRD is eliminated in group stage already. So you remember those predictions from all the casters? Most of them, all of them besides James Chen had Punk, and most of them had Mena as well. So, it's so hard to call this. The competition is so stacked, and, it's really impossible. It's all world-class competition. Any one of these players can take it on any given day. We also see players like Dual Kevin now and Noah the Prodigy as well rising to the occasion to make the upsets happen. And therefore, we have Punk, Itabashi, Zangief, NL, Phenom, Rain Pro, MenaRD, Lex, and Zhen have all been eliminated from Phase 1. And moving on is Gachikun, Ryukichi, Angrybird, Problem X, Noah the Prodigy, Kakeru, Xiaohai, and Dual Kevin. So it's going to be an exciting event. The next phase of groups will be tomorrow. I guess it'll be today by the time this video is published. And we'll have to see who makes it out to fight these monsters in the next phase. That's all I had for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.